What's going on, GoCo? It's CB, Alyssa, and myself. I'm Zach, by the way. It's episode 420 this week, and we're talking about all things LEGO, including which franchises we'd like to see get made into LEGO video games. You're going to hear my impressions of Gotham Knights on this week's episode, as well as CB and Alyssa's thoughts on A Plague Tale Requiem. CB also kind of, in fortuitous timing, played LEGO Brick Tales. Kevin stops by to talk about the latest Warhammer game he's playing on Switch. This is The Gaming Outsider. Greetings, programs, and welcome to episode 420 of The Gaming Outsider, a video game podcast with a focus on our incredible community, which can always be found at thegamingoutsider.com. It's Tuesday, October 25th. It's me, Zach, hosting this week. Again, Scott's doing something with being a teacher or whatever. But joining me are my friends Chris Behrensmeyer.
How's it going?
It's okay. And Alyssa White.
Hi.
It got better.
Sinner.
How are you guys doing this week, huh? Are you anything exciting? I guess CB, I hope things are looking better for you.
Yeah. I'm tired.
I'm glad they are.
It's been a week.
You look a little exhausted in the eyes. You can't see this if you're listening, obviously, but he looks he's seen better days. You spilled Dr. Pepper on yourself before the recording, you know, that's
I know.
A very good sign.
I'm a hot mess today. But you know what? We're going to talk about stuff and things. It's going to make me happy.
Great, yeah. I love. Well, it's your kind of thing, so it's going to work out pretty
It
well.
is.
It is.
There's no question.
You owe me a Coke, CB.
Aw, yeah, I do.
A podcast jinx. You don't see those every day. Before
I had a traumatic day.
You did? Oh, yes, yeah.
I told you about it.
There's some a dental situation going on.
Yeah, just a simple cavity turned into a nightmare. Just getting it filled. Nightmare.
Tis the season for nightmares.
Yeah. I guess it's appropriate since it's very close to Halloween.
I feel like you're gonna. Somebody just turned off the podcast because they have a dental phobia, and you said dental nightmare.
I have a dental phobia. I'm sorry.
Ooh, man! I was about to say something, and I'm glad I didn't, because you'd have been like, nope, I'm gonna run away in terror.
That's what?
Yeah.
I don't even want to know where. Well, we're going to move on from that. I need to tell you, Scott did an interview with Brian Wilson, developer of the Forest Cathedral. That'll be released soon as a standalone episode. But CB, you played some Jackbox 9 with the community. How did that go?
Ooh, it was a lot of fun. David Newman, Spencer, Scott, myself, and man, I'm gonna feel bad because it was two other people that popped on and played with us for a bit.
So Scott has time for Jackbox, but not for the podcast. Understood.
Hey, we're all just living in a Scott Clark world, man.
You're not wrong. Yeah, it is. It's his world. We're all just living in it.
Yep. But no, they've added because it's Jackbox. They always add a few new things. But Fibbage 4 was fun. Quixart is another one that we had fun, where you have to essentially, it just keeps dropping things, and like as a team you have to put them in order from like whatever it wants to whatever it wants. That one was kind of weird but funny. So it's like, because one of the categories that the other team got, because this was a team game, was the evolution of like Justin Bieber's monkey.
Justin Bieber has a monkey?
He had a monkey.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was kind of weird. Junktopia, where it's a bidding, it's Storage Wars for junk, but then you have to like write quips and other things to make other people want to buy your thing.
Buy your junk.
Yeah, it was weird. I had a toilet full of dollar bills.
Okay, I mean that seems like a pretty easy sell, you would think. Yeah.
The other ones, Nonsensory and Roomerang, I didn't play with the group, but from what the others told me, they weren't exactly like the stars of this one.
Yeah, I would assume as they keep doing these every year, like they got to start running out of ideas, right?
Well, I mean, they keep just dipping back in the well, because Murder Trivia Party for me was always a fun one.
Yeah.
So some of them are fun. I can't stand Cookie. Yeah, Cookie Masterson.
Oh,
like the announcer.
He's iconic. He's historic.
Maybe historic, but every time I hear that voice, I just want to like poke my eardrums.
Do they even? They don't even have You Don't Know Jack in these things anymore, do they?
No.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to the
Well,
real one.
they do them every now and then as a standalone.
A YDKJ.
Yeah.
That's what we in the community call it, YDKJ. I don't know if there's any veracity to that. Anyway, well, that sounds fun. It's always good to play stuff with the community, you know?
Yeah. So
But I
always
think
looking for more games like that to join in with.
This is normally where we talk about games we've been catching up on, but I think all of us have been playing new stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll just hop
Yeah.
right into the news. Right off the bat, Final Fantasy 16 got a new trailer. Pretty exciting stuff. New game Exocide got announced. But in terms of bigger news, guys, it was kind of a big deal if you like horror. So, Konami had a huge Silent Hill showcase. Capcom did a Resident Evil showcase as almost a middle finger to that, I assume. Speaking of horror shows, the Bayonetta voice actor fiasco just continues to spiral out of control. It's just it's turned into a complete mess. And Square Enix registered a new trademark for a game called Symbiogenesis, which people think might be pointing to a Parasite Eve kind of thing. And then Warner Brothers announced a brand new Mortal Kombat game, Mortal Kombat Onslaught. I mean, that's got to be a big deal, right? But
yeah.
Yeah.
Alyssa, what would you like to talk about first?
I mean, I'm just excited that I finally get to play Silent Hill 2 in some capacity. So I guess we'll talk about the Silent Hill news because there's a lot of it.
Right? Yeah. There's. I guess we could start. We could start with Silent Hill 2 remake. Was the kind of the first thing they announced, coming to PS5 and Steam. No release date yet, of course. Made by Bloober Team, which is a somewhat controversial choice, it would appear, on the internet. But what has my fire up is it is a console exclusive to PlayStation for 12 months, which, even though I have a PlayStation, is definitely angering me because this is now the second time they've taken a game. You know, it's not as bad as KOTOR, which was an Xbox exclusive back in the day and is now a PS5 game. But Silent Hill 2 is on Xbox. That's where I played it, and now the remake's only on PS5. That's pretty scummy, if you ask me.
Well, I mean, it's console exclusive for 12 months.
Sure. Yeah.
But
I mean, of course you play it on Steam, but Xbox gamers should get to play Silent friggin' Hill.
Man, this almost feels like pot calling kettle black because aren't we at PlayStation currently fighting for non-exclusivity for Xbox?
Right. Yeah. If you
that's
make
true.
games exclusive, it's terrible for the industry, they say.
Yeah.
Unless
Like-
it's for their own console.
God, I want to smack the crap out of them.
It's like I keep saying, man, that they are they're dedicated to being the worst company in video games for some reason.
I
don't understand, like, why are people up in arms about this? Because I think about when Rise of the Tomb Raider was announced and it was an Xbox exclusive and everybody was so furious for so long, and now people are just like, they just like shrug their shoulders now. It's really weird.
Yeah, I don't know. But other than that,
But hey,
man, it looks beautiful.
It looks. I think James looks a little weird. Maybe
I
a little
noticed
uncanny.
side-by-side pictures. Doesn't look the same, and yeah, I kind of got that uncanny feeling as well looking at him.
Right, and this
But-
is, I mean, what's CB?
I have. Ugh. So you guys both say uncanny, but keep in mind this is a horror game. I want to be
True.
unnerved.
You want to be unnerved by the lead character? I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
If you've played the game, he does end up being rather unnerving, I suppose. But I won't say more for Alyssa's sake, obviously. But yeah, he definitely looked weird. Are you guys familiar with the Bloober Team's output? Are you worried at all about them being at the helm of this?
Didn't
I
they
know-
just get something taken away? Sorry, Alyssa.
Oh, no. I was just gonna say, I've played the first Layers of Fear, and I played a little bit of the medium, but then it got taken off Game Pass.
Oh man.
They do have a really good way with atmosphere, I will say that. But they are known for, that kind of narratively driven, atmospheric kind of horror game that not everybody likes. So I don't know how that will, if they'll go that direction with Silent Hill 2, or if they're going to branch out, because I know they also did Blair Witch, and they had Layers of Fear 2, and they're coming out with Layers of Fears, I think it's called.
A double plural.
So I'm interested to see what they do, but they do kind of stick to one direction with their game making.
Right. How about you, CB? Do you have a history with Bloober Team at all?
I liked Blair Witch.
Okay.
I liked the first Layers of Fear. Beyond that, I mean, I could tell they were kind of budgety.
Yeah, that's kind of my takeaway. I kind of freaking hated Layers of Fear, and I think they did The Observer as well with Rutger Hauer.
Yeah.
I played that one. Yeah, that was actually really good.
I did not like that game. But I also didn't know it was a horror game when I was going into it, I guess. But the Blair Witch game I thought was quite terrible. But I did like The Medium a lot, and The Medium at several points had me going like, boy, this sure is just Silent Hill.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they would kind of get a chance. It's just they're not the studio I would have probably picked if I was Konami to like lead the return of your major franchise, but I also don't know who else you would even pick. So I guess they're as good as anybody. Just
it's an odd choice.
Yeah, you kind of wanted like a round of applause, when they announced the developer, but it was just kind of like a caution.
Yeah.
Did you play Silent Hill 2, CB? I know Alyssa said this will be your first
1, 2,
time.
3, and 4.
Okay.
And then I have like the offshoots as well. I love Silent Hill, man. So I'm real excited to be going back. Because the PlayStation 2 era ones, they look a little rough around the edges these days.
Yeah, my only concern is I don't know if I could trust Bloober with a lot of the artistic subtlety of Silent Hill 2. Yeah, but I guess there's only one way to find out, right? So wait and see.
Yeah. Hopefully that console exclusive part gets scratched last minute.
God, yeah, that's aggravating. But that is not all they announced here at this Silent Hill showcase. Silent Hill Townfall is being developed by Stories Untold and observation maker No Code, alongside Annapurna Interactive, who does have a pretty good track record if you don't count 12 minutes. And but not much else is known about this game at this time. I don't know. That's not really much to talk about there, right?
No, they didn't show much.
No. It's kind of like it was a weird teaser even. But they broke things up with a Return to Silent Hill film getting announced. Christoph Gans is returning to direct. He did the 2006 movie. No cast or plot or anything going on here yet, but I thought that first Silent Hill movie was all right. So
the first one, yes. The second one, no.
I feel like I need to rewatch the first one because I watched it when I was a teenager, I believe, and I didn't care for it then. But I should probably go in with older but fresher eyes.
I will say that movie, the first one, still has 2 scenes to this day that I cannot get those images out of my head.
Is it when the lady cop gets her flesh ripped off by a pyramid head? Because that was pretty cool.
That and the ladder fire.
Oh, yeah.
That is haunting.
Dude, yeah, that first one. Oh, man, I kind of want to rewatch Silent Hill now.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Now Zach and I have to rewatch the movie.
Yeah, like, I really want to rewatch it again, but to me, it has the same problem as Alien vs. Predator Requiem, where it just seems like, man, you guys shot this through too dark of a filter.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, squint, what do I see?
Yeah, why do they do that? Who are they making those kind of things for?
Oh, I don't know, but I'm cautiously optimistic for a new film because, again, we're starting to hit that backslide of video game movies are being terrible again.
What? Wait, whoa, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was great.
It had its moments.
Halo sucked. Well, I guess I didn't watch it, so.
I didn't watch it either.
It sure looked awful.
All you had to do was just tell me that Pornstache from Orange is the New Black was Master Chief, and I was like, nope, I'm out.
And for some reason, he's laying pipe to Covenant people. Weird.
Yeah.
But that's not the only live action kind of thing going on here. Silent Hill Ascension, this one really confused me. Live real-time interactive series coming out in 2023. What is that even? Is it going to be like a drama where you can Twitch vote on what happens?
It kind of seemed like it. It looked
Yeah.
like Discord messages, maybe, or
Yeah, it was very strange.
Can you just
and it's
imagine?
being produced by J.J. Abrams's Bad Robot.
Oh, then so it'll never come out then.
Yeah. I immediately just lost faith. No, I like J.J. Abrams. I like some of the stuff that he does, but can you imagine if this was a oh god, what was the Netflix movie that was based off the Black Mirror series?
Oh, Bandersnatch?
Bandersnatch. So I could see it being that, but can you just imagine if this is a real-time interactive series, how much of a nightmare it would be to like the production?
Yeah, this just feels like one of those ideas that is great on paper that we will just never see.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do like one episode of it and then abandon it when they realize like, oh, this isn't possible.
Oh, especially if it comes out on Netflix, it'll be canceled like 3 episodes in.
That's, yeah, quite true. I think Bad Robot has an exclusive Warner Brothers deal though, so. Anyway, and then I guess the closer was Silent Hill F, set in 1960s Japan. This is your completely new Silent Hill mainline entry. We don't know a gosh darn thing about it other than flowers are killing people in 1960s Japan. I thought Silent Hill I thought Silent Hill was a place. But I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter ultimately.
Asgard's not a place, it's a people.
Oh my god. Silent Hill's not a place, it's a trauma. Carry it with us.
I mean, at least that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it had a neat art style. I feel like I've seen a lot of Japanese stuff where plants are the villains. I remember Scarlet Nexus, plants are the villains. The flowers are evil in Drakengard near. So I don't know. What's going on with Japan and flowers, man?
I mean, if you ever see the Lycoris radiata, which are the red flowers you see in this trailer, also called spider lilies, that's never a good sign.
Oh yeah?
In anime games, it means bad things.
Means death.
Yeah.
It's like the ruins with the talking plants.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
It was a weird movie. But
it was weird, but it was also good.
For me, I cannot stare at this the name of this though, because it bothers me.
The little
because it's silent
musical F note.
Well, to me it's Silent Hill Function.
Oh, sure. It's just a dumb name in general, but maybe they're taking a lesson from Square Enix. They're trying to make the worst title possible. Because
this is the 9th game in the main series, but now we're Silent Hill Function.
Yeah,
better than BioShock Infinite.
The name escapes me for sure. But oh well. I really wish they would have just had one project. Maybe, just kind of come back with, do one thing very well before you try to shotgun spread across multiple media. But I guess I'm old fashioned in that way.
Again, Konami hasn't been bought out by anybody. They're trying to make themselves look a little more presentable.
You think so?
Seems weird to be launching 5 things in one franchise at the same time.
Of a franchise that's been dead for a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just get an onslaught of new material.
Yeah, it's really weird.
What was was it Downpour?
Yeah, that would have been right on PS3.
So, yeah.
I think played as a convict, right?
Yeah. Man, it has that's almost like 2 console generations almost.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was that must have been 2011, 2012, maybe that game.
Yeah, because it was that, and then the wasn't there the Silent Hill Origins collection?
Yeah, that came out.
Oh, yeah, that was a dumpster
PS3
fire.
and 360 era.
Yeah, so it's been a while. So again, I'm happy to be going back to the well. I love the hill.
I'm happy to go back to the hill.
I'm excited to experience it for the first time.
Was the last Silent Hill game actually the Vita game that was an action RPG Diablo game? Do you guys remember that? Silent Hill Book of Memories?
Yes,
on PlayStation
Yeah.
Vita? It was a top-down Diablo-style game where you fought Silent Hill enemies. It was such a poor idea. I think that was 2014, so that might have been the last Silent Hill game.
Yeah, that was probably the last one.
That's a terrible way to close a book on a franchise.
Yeah.
The game, I thought the game was actually fun. It was just not Silent Hill at all.
Yeah, no.
How about you, CB? What would you like to talk about here in the news?
Well, since we talked about a good return, let's talk about a bad one. Warner Brothers, Mortal Kombat Onslaught.
You gotta narrow that down. Yeah, Mortal Kombat Onslaught. What's not to love, man? They announced an RPG based on Mortal Kombat coming out in 2023. Guys, this is the announcement of a lifetime.
Yeah, except the fact that it's on mobile.
Oh.
Aw.
Darn, yeah, who cares
God,
now?
Stop with the mobile crap.
Here's what I truly don't understand about these kind of like mobile RPGs or whatever. It's like, why not just put it on console as well?
Yeah.
Like, what's stopping you from?
Think so?
Well,
Especially,
unless
like-
it's Mortal Kombat Go.
Yeah, that's a fair. God, I hope not, man. Because I actually want to play. I do want to play this thing. I like it, Mortal Kombat, but to me, it's like because they have a lot of those like Marvel games or whatever, where you're running around in a free roaming city, and it's an RPG, and it's just like, why don't you just put it on console, put it on Switch at least, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's-
thanks for bumming us out, CB.
Aw.
Well, okay, so I had to get that out of the way because actually the main event for me is Square Enix making a trademark.
Oh, really? Yeah, you do love
Oh.
rumors. You love getting excited about rumors. Symbiogenesis is defined as the merging of two separate organisms to form a single new organism, which is the basis for the story of Parasite Eve, which began as a novel in 95 before expanding to a video game series in 98 by Square Enix. Of course, this is obviously just pure speculation and stuff, but I could see how these words would mean that, and it would make a lot of sense because that way you don't have to license Parasite Eve the novel again, right? You could just do something of a similar, like a spiritual successor named Symbiogenesis.
And I'm super excited for this because I know you and I have both mentioned this before, going back to Parasite Eve as
I love
well.
it, yeah. It holds up.
That's another game I haven't played.
Oh, it's so good.
It holds up because the way they do the combat is just timeless. Honestly, it's almost, even though you have a gun, it's turn based, but you still have to manage your movement. Oh, it's really a smart game.
Parasite Eve is really, really good. So, like the fact that we're going back to the well on things that like I enjoyed growing up, finally, still gives me hope for that Legend of Dragoon possibility out there.
I feel like that's gotta happen.
At this point in time, that and Vagrant Story, delicious.
Wow, sounded nasty, bro. But in a good way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, I hope it's Parasite Eve as well. It's a shame, Alyssa, that you haven't played Parasite Eve.
I know. It's also a shame I haven't played Silent Hill 2, so I'm
have
in
a
the shame
PlayStation
corner.
1?
I don't have a PlayStation 1. I do have a PS2 though.
Well, that plays.
I'm not sure if it works. I haven't tried it in years. So.
You may have to try it because I may have to mail you a copy so you can at least play it.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Do you have a PS3 that plays PS1 games?
I don't have one of the original PS3s.
You don't.
Actually, no.
Any
I gave my
PS3.
PS3 to my uncle.
Gosh,
I'll take it back.
I was gonna say any PS3 works for PS1. I felt like that was like something they always kept secret. Weirdly.
Yeah, it was PS2 that was the backwards compatible miscreant.
Yeah, gotta do. I have a Parasite Eve on PS1 as well. Well, let's just keep the survival horror train going. I want to talk about Resident Evil real quick. They showed off some more of the Winter's expansion, which is that epilogue featuring Rose Winter, Ethan's daughter, which is cool because it's all part of the Winter's expansion, right? But it also has that third person mode, and I really do want to replay Resident Evil Village in third person.
Yeah,
it did look really cool in the trailer.
Because as much as I love Resident Evil 7 and liked Resident Evil Village, I just like playing in third person more. I like Resident Evil in third person more, especially. And that game was so Resident Evil 4-esque anyway, especially in its opening hours.
Yes.
That I think it'd be pretty sweet to play in third person. Although I don't know if you guys watched the stream, but they did confirm you can't rotate the camera to see his face, which is hilarious.
Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't watch it, but
he like hides his face from the camera. It's just so goofy.
I'm so shy.
Yeah. Don't look at me.
It's because His face is probably what you reveal towards the end of the game.
I'd say it's a fungus. Resident Evil Reverse is finally coming again. That's that multiplayer thing.
Who cares?
Coming to Resident Evil Village. Here's my thing. The only cool thing Resident Evil Reverse had going for it was its comic book art style. Because I don't know if you guys played the beta when Village came out. I did. And it had this cool little comic book aesthetic with like the thick ink lines and stuff and the popping colors. But now it just kind of looks like it just looks like any other game now.
Yeah.
So the only cool thing it had is gone. So now who cares? And I don't know if you there's not even. If you own the PS5 version of Resident Evil Village, you don't get a PS5 version of Reverse. You get a PS4 version. They're not even porting Reverse to current gen consoles. That's how little faith they have in this.
No, it's DOA.
Yeah, I don't. Obviously, they must have some kind of legal obligation to fulfill the game since it's on the, it's on the box for all Resident Evil Village that you'll get a free multiplayer game. But dude, this is just they're putting this thing out to die.
Just axe it.
For real. Who's going to play this? Especially on October 28th. Like, yeah, guys, you guys want to play Call of Duty today or you guys want to play Resident Evil Reverse?
Yeah, that was a bad call.
Bewildering.
Yeah.
They announced more Resident Evil games are coming to Mac and Switch. Includes Resident Evil Village is right around the corner, coming on the 28th along with the Winter's expansion. Although the expansion is coming later, but it's coming out the same day. Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes are coming in November, and then Resident Evil 7 is getting its cloud version in December. I don't know. Look, I love my Switch. I don't know why you would ever pay $60 for a cloud version of a game, but, to each their own. I don't even know why you'd pay $20 for a cloud version of a game.
Absolutely against it.
Yeah, there's utter nonsense. But of course, the thing we all probably really care about is Resident Evil 4 remake showed up with not one, but two trailers. One, kind of more of a story trailer, which had Ada and Ashley and that other guy I can't remember the name of, and then more of a game, and then they had like 5 minutes of gameplay. It's coming out on March 24th, and I do for some foolish reason believe that date, even though release dates are always a lie. And you get a free upgrade from PS4 to PS5 because it's not published by Sony, so therefore you're treated correctly.
Is that one going to be console exclusive as well?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I don't think so. But now I'm not sure. Now we live in a world where you can't be sure.
That's true.
But I thought the story trailer was good. I like Ada. Ada's looking fine. You know what I'm saying?
Your girl?
Yeah, she's looking all right. I mean, hey, look, Leon, handsome fellow as well, but Ashley looks a little goofy in this game. I'm not gonna lie.
I can confirm it is not console exclusive.
Thank God. I knew we could trust you. But did you guys? Are you guys excited for Resident Evil 4? Did you watch the gameplay trailer? The 5 minutes.
The super spit polish that they did looks okay.
Yeah. Alyssa, did you watch this?
I did not watch it.
That's okay. You're not in trouble.
Okay.
I promise.
I feel like I'm in trouble now.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
It was okay. It looks like Resident Evil 4, but somewhat prettier, less foggy.
Yeah.
Which is always a shame.
That's like the only Resident Evil game I have not played is 4.
Oh my god. It's pretty good.
I'm just committing all the cardinal sins in this episode.
All the
okay.
horror cardinal sins.
Yes.
Did you catch, CB, that the dog is dead in the remake? That you could save the dog in the original version of the game?
I know.
You can't save the pupper.
You better be able to save the pupper. I'm going to be upset.
Yeah. We'll have to, can you pet the dog.com?
I don't. Well, if you save the dog in the original game, he helps you during a boss fight later.
Yeah.
So there's a reason to save that dog.
Yeah. So I really want to play this again because the last time I played Resident Evil 4 was on my GameCube.
Yeah. That's where it's meant to be played.
It is, because it actually looks really good on a GameCube. So
absolutely. Yeah, there are definitely some differences, like when they go into the first house, it's just like a whole basement and stuff Leon's exploring that was not in the original game. So it looks like they'll definitely be changing some stuff or expanding it at least. But I did appreciate, because my biggest concern with this remake was that they were going to get rid of the goofiness, the absurdity, and the the flirtatious nature of Leon, which I guess we still don't know whether or not he'll be flirty. I hope he is, because he's such a goofball when he tries to hit on people.
You know what? I think you need to make a prediction, because remember you made a prediction about Cloud in a dress.
No, I can't do it. I can't. I can't be owing more stakes out here. But what I was saying, it was nice in this gameplay trailer, because when first of all you set a cow on fire, and the cow's just rampaging around the village, which is hilarious. But then Leon says something like, "You could bill me for the damages later." I'm like, "Yeah, that's the cheesy stuff we need." And then some interview somewhere got confirmation that his famous line when everybody leaves the village suddenly, he's like, "Where'd everybody go? Bingo." Still in the game, so that's big news.
Yeah,
that bodes well for the rest of the game, because there's some really goofy stuff. Dude, there's like a whole boss where he's got a Napoleon complex and a castle where a statue comes to life and is swinging swords at you and stuff. Like, it gets pretty out there.
just what are you buying?
Yeah, that guy. Come on, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
We can't have Resident Evil 4 without that guy.
I'm excited for that, but I'm actually like looking ahead to this. Like, how many more Resident Evil games are they going to be able to do, and not do the one that they need to be doing?
Code Veronica? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
That's the game you do need to remake, for real.
Like, why? Why do we I swear, I will fly to Japan and kick whoever I need to in the teeth if they remake 5 before Code Veronica.
Right. Yeah. They were saying when they're on part of their press tour, they said they have no concrete plans to remake Code Veronica at this time, but to me, I'm just like, how could you not, man? Like, that needed it more than Resident Evil 4 did.
Yes. Like, if you can't tell, folks, I'm pretty salty.
Yeah, man. I mean, and I thought, the Resident Evil 2 remake was great, and obviously I have such a crush on that version of Claire. I want to see more of her. So
yeah.
please give me Code Veronica. But I guess that'll wrap us up for news for now. But before we move on, a little bit of housekeeping here. We are an independently funded podcast, which means we must pay for our podcast hosting services, a website, all on our own. Well, with your help, which is why we have a Patreon page where fans can contribute monthly to help offset the cost of our production, as well as give back to the community. If you'd like to help out, you can do so at patreon.com/thegocastcb. Can you give people a little rundown on what they can expect right now?
Yeah. Break the Seal, Max Payne 1 and 2. Our look at retro outsider Little Samson. Scott's getting close, folks. He's chomping at the bit to finish out the NES collection. Trade off with Link's Awakening versus Sonic Generations, Desert Island Games, CJ Moore, and as soon as we can convince Scott to come over to my house and when he's not sick, I have still a lot of games for him to play.
Well, that'll do it for that. Let's talk about the games we've actually been playing. As for before we talk about the games we are currently playing, let's talk about some games that are coming up. Starting off the week with an absolute banger, Garbage Pail Kids, Mad Mike and the Quest for the Sale Gum, coming to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC October 25th. Saturnalia, coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One, and Switch, as well as PC October 27th. Horror game Signalis, coming to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC October 27th. The next weird Square Enix JRPG onslaught that they've been doing these past couple of months, Star Ocean: The Divine Force, coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One, and PC October 27th. Bayonetta 3, a game mired in controversy, coming out to Switch October 28th. Call of Duty 20, Modern Warfare 2. I don't know if that's actually the 20th game or not, but Modern Warfare 2 coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One, and PC October 28th. Resident Evil Reverse coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC October 28th. Nobody cares. Resident Evil Village coming to Switch October 28th via cloud purchase. And then Resident Evil Village, the Winter's Expansion, which I do want to play, coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One Stadia. You should probably not buy that version. And PC October 28th. Actually, I don't even know if they'll let you buy it, but maybe if you pre-ordered it, you still get it, kind of thing.
Man, that does bring up an interesting point. Like, how many more times are we going to have to see that?
Not very, because I would assume that the only thing left to deliver on Stadia are games that were pre-purchased like this.
Yeah.
where Capcom's they're already, they would have already been so far along making that version anyway that it's probably like, yeah, let's just knock it out. Bizarre times. CEB, are any of these games jumping out for you?
Well, I want to play some Modern Warfare 2. At least
That's
a
good.
story.
Yeah.
Beyond that, Garbage Pail Kids.
I like the trailer, the way that they made it look like a game that was lost to history or whatever.
I mean,
That's a fun,
kind of was.
kind of a fun thing to do. Alyssa, what about you? Anything jumping out at you?
I do really want to play the Shadows of Rose DLC for Resident Evil 8 because it looks really good from the trailer. I also will be playing Bayonetta 3. I'm not buying it, but I will be playing it.
Oh, I like controversial stance. Yeah, as for me, Modern Warfare 2's campaign is definitely what I'll be playing. I'm actually playing it for the Gaming Outsider, and then one lucky winner will get the disc afterwards, PS5 copy. I don't know if we've had the drawing yet or not, but that's beyond the point. Bayonetta 3 was on my radar, of course, but as soon as I switched to lead actress, even before all the nonsense, I was out, because to me, Helena Taylor is Bayonetta. I'm sure Jennifer Hale will do a fine job, but I don't need to rush out and deal with all that. But, controversy aside.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Speaking of games you've actually been playing, Zach,
Right.
tell me why I need to be playing Gotham Knights.
Ooh, you don't need to be playing it.
What?
It's not terrible. Okay, so if CB, have you played any action game in the last 5 years?
Yes.
You've already played Gotham Knights.
Oh, bummer.
Aw.
It is the exact same as Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Destiny 2 or Division. Like, it's the same as almost every modern video game, which is unfortunate for me because I don't like any of that trash.
Okay.
Aw.
Well, okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, how's the story?
Right. Well, so the story, yeah, I am enjoying. It is, Batman dead, and I don't want to give anything away, but they make it pretty definitive. So that is, I am surprised by that. I definitely thought he was going to die, off screen or in some kind of explosion, some get out of jail free card. But he looks dead as a doornail, which is cool, which is great. Yeah. So then it's about Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin, and Red Hood picking up the slack in Gotham. And yeah, it's good. I like all of their interactions. Very, very good. Tim Drake, if you read the comics, this is not going to be a familiar character to you. They write him here as much more like plucky and kitty, which is not the Tim Drake. It does not say to me the Tim Drake who figured out that Bruce was Batman on his own and demanded to be Robin kind of thing. But whatever. It works well enough. But it's, yeah, I like they've got a cool take on all of the villains. Harley Quinn is like this self-help guru who's got like this like cult following, which is pretty funny. Mr. Freeze has an interesting, he's not doing it for his wife for once.
Okay.
Oh.
So he's just kind of he's got a good reason to be angry, but it's just not the typical one. And the Court of Owls are cool, although the way that they're like unveiled is funny because it just feels like it just sort of happens. So I'm like, shouldn't this kind of be an earth-shattering deal to you guys?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but they're still handled cool and kind of creepy, even though I guess I don't know who because they have like the headmaster of the Court of Owls, and to me it feels pretty obvious who that person is, but it's hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I've been led astray. But as for overall, I think the characters have really good chemistry, and they have a lot of these little scenes they have a hideout called the Belfry, which is in a clock tower. Bats in the Belfry. And
Makes sense.
Yeah. But they have all these great, you can just hang out in there. Like Tim and Alfred might be playing chess together or something like that. Like they're all just, everybody who you're not playing as is always doing something. Like Jason Todd, Red Hood might be fixing a motorcycle or something. But they're always talking to each other. And what's cool is they're talking about things that just happen. They'll be like, yeah, I can't believe Mr. Freeze got away with that equipment from Star Labs. And they'll have like a little discussion about it. It's pretty neat. You can also, play Spy Hunter in the Belfry, which is cool. Our old arcade game. For no reason I can figure out, but the whole arcade game's there, and that's cool. But yeah, I think overall I'm actually really liking the story. It's what's carrying me through the gameplay, and I will say I don't hate the gameplay. I do like that all 4 of the characters feel pretty different, which is neat. Like Robin's definitely got a lot of stealth abilities. You know, he's the only one who can, because they're you know, there's different enemy types as is par for the course of these kind of games. And the heavier enemies, only Robin's the only one who can stealth kill them or unconscious them.
Yeah.
You know, but Nightwing, he can do a lot of like bouncing off of people's heads and stuff. Like the enemies, he can like bounce off them like the Prince of Persia kind of thing, which is a lot of fun. Or so they feel really different. And then obviously Red Hood, you know, he can just blast fools. He's got a cool ability where he can reload like off of people's skulls. So he'll throw a clip at their face and then just like slam the gun down on it to like knock them out whilst reloading the gun.
If you can't tell, I'm a Red Hood fan. So
yeah, you seem like you would be. He's great, dude. He's so much fun to play as here.
Okay. Since you bring that up, like, is it certain sections you have to play as certain characters, or is it more like you pick who you want and just go?
Yeah, you can change out who you're playing at any time in the Belfry. So you do have to return to the Belfry to switch out. But otherwise, yeah, you can play whoever you want whenever you want, and it's cool because they all have different cutscenes. You know, like when you meet Harley Quinn, you know, if you're playing as Batgirl, she'll be like, "Hey, how's it going, Brat Girl?" and then talk about needing a girls' night out and stuff like that. But if you're playing as Nightwing, she'll call you the Boy Blunder. And she'll say, "Oh, I see you've been working on your glutes," because, you know, Nightwing's got a nice butt as a recurring joke. So it's cool that they all have different cutscenes for each character, which is surprising because then you almost have to write the game 4 times. Then, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
true.
It's pretty neat in that regard, and I'm kind of doing it in a fun way where I have like Nightwing is my dude investigating the court. I've got Batgirl trailing Harley Quinn because Harley Quinn and Mr. Freeze are technically side quests, but they're multi-step side quests with like full cutscenes and everything. So, you know, I have Batgirl investigating Harley Quinn. I've got Tim Drake on the Robin's on the case for Mr. Freeze. I got Red Hood investigating the Penguin. So they are each kind of like they're tackling Gotham together the way I'm playing, which is kind of fun.
Okay, I can appreciate that.
Yeah, and all the open world activities are, you know, fine. It's mostly just, hey, stop this break-in. So it's nothing earth-shattering, what have you. It was kind of nice to be in a Gotham that's not in an apocalyptic state, you know? Arkham City or Arkham Knight, like the city's evacuated and everything. Here, it does have like actual citizenry, which is cool.
Nice. Okay, okay. Here's the thing, like you say that it's like every other game, but I do kind of want to go back into that realm.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, I don't play those kind of games often, so it's not as grating. But I don't care about any of the loot drops or anything. I just pick the thing with the biggest number and then go on with my day. You know, which is kind of what these games are. But I don't like seeing a number get bigger. Doesn't excite me, which is probably my disconnect from these types of action games. But for me, it's just the setting of Gotham and the DC universe is enough to pull me through. And like each character has their own email inbox, but they're talking to characters in the DC universe that they would actually be friends with. Like Batgirl has like an email correspondence with Black Canary, or Red Hood is talking to Arsenal a lot. You know, Red Arrow. It's cool. Or you know, Nightwing's getting emails from the Teen Titans. Basically, it's kind of a neat little world building thing. You know, like you get to learn that like Superman is watching Bloodhaven for Nightwing while he's in Gotham, and it's cute. And then he's getting emails from friends saying like, "Dude, you need to come home. I can't deal with the Superman guy too much. He's way too cheery." So it's kind of a cute little stories happening in the background. But the only and I'm actually looking forward to playing. I like the setup where you do these, like, you fix crimes, right? You stop crimes. But when you're doing them, you're like learning intel about crimes being planned in the city, because every time you go back to the Belfry, it ends the night, and then so then the crimes you learn about will be available the next night. So it kind of, and you only have like 7 healing items each night, so it's almost a little roguelike-ish
Okay.
I don't want to use that word too loosely, but it is kind of like you're going to have to go back to the Belfry at some point. It's going to be difficult for you to be out all night. So you're coming back. It's kind of got this nice rhythm where you're going out, you're investigating the crimes that are out there, you're going back. You know, you got to go, oh, let's go see what Harley Quinn's up to, or like, oh, she's not going to be pulling off this heist for, like a couple nights. So then you have to go kind of, go around town saving people for a couple nights. It's kind of a cool little setup. I'm on like, night 20 of something. I'm on night 20. So it kind of also makes it feel like, oh man, they've been on this case for 3 weeks, It just kind of adds a little flavor to it that's helping me get into it. And so I guess ultimately it's kind of a weird game in that, like, if you're sick of these kinds of games, there's not going to be anything for you here. But I'm loving my time with it. And I'm really getting sucked into the rhythm of it. But it's like weird because I love this game, but I don't know if I would recommend it. Unless you're like, you have to be very much looking for this kind of action RPG, which I guess they are very popular right now. Okay. And if you are a person that cares about frame rate, right? Because I know there's all this controversy around this game because it was only 30 frames a second instead of 60. Just know it's not even a stable 30. So if you really do care about that, this is not a good time. It hitches pretty regularly. Like if you take the bat cycle off a ramp, you can almost guarantee there's going to be a stutter.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I don't care about that kind of stuff, but I know people do, so I feel like I should probably alert you.
But for me, it's just irritating because when you have games that are this action packed and paced, when you hit those, it just throws the tempo off.
No, yeah, it absolutely. I can see what people are saying. It's just, I don't know. I'm used to it in the games I play. Sometimes they're not always well made, but yeah, I don't know. I think Gotham Knights is worth picking up. It might be a kind of one of those wait for a sale sort of games, and this game has discounted in 2 months written all over it. But I will tell you what, it's better than Avengers.
Well, that's a pretty low bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is funny because there are like 9 different currencies for crafting, but you have such an astronomical amount. It's never once stopped me from crafting something. Like it'll be like, hey, you need 15 of this item to craft it, but I have 22,000.
Oh.
Yeah, like it's just a total non-issue. But what it says to me is this game was absolutely a live service game originally. It has all those trappings. Even the like going out at night system is definitely live servicey. But I'm sure they probably saw Avengers and were like, well, let's not do that.
Yeah. Quick course correction.
Absolutely. But that's Gotham Knights. I recommend it to you. You just know what you're getting into, I guess.
Okay.
But you guys have been playing the other game I'm looking forward to playing, but Gotham Knights obviously stole my attention. You've been playing A Plague Tale Requiem. And I assume you guys have both beaten the first game, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you would need to. Why don't we start with you, Alyssa, since CB and I have been chatting away here.
Okay.
I assume you're playing on Game Pass, of course, right? Everybody must be.
I am.
Are you liking it? Does it start strong? Does it start right where the last game leaves off?
Let's see. I think pretty much yet.
I think
there's a little bit of a time jump, about a 6-month time jump. But otherwise, it's pretty close to where the first one ended. And yeah, the story's captivating as soon as you start playing. It's just, I'm loving it so far. I'm only 6 chapters in, and I know there's 17 chapters.
Okay.
So I still got a way to go, but I have loved everything so far. I have gotten stuck a few times, but it's nothing too major. I figured it out eventually without having to look anything up. I will say, one time though, Lucas, who returns from the first game, the game's AI just glitched. I lit a pathway through the rats. Spoiler alert, the rats are back, but I think we all knew that.
Well, that's kind of the point.
But anyway, I lit the path perfectly bright. It's not going to go out. I go across it. For some reason, Lucas decides to walk into the rats, and at that time, I had no way to get him out of the rats. So I'm like, well, I could throw a fire pot there, but that'll just, kill him too. So he sent me back a little bit. Don't know why he walked into the rats. But other than that, that's the only time it's been goofy with me. I mean, it looks gorgeous. It's got some really great moments in it. The story is fantastic. I'm loving it so far.
How about UCB? You enjoying it as well? I assume it's probably pretty similar to the first game, right?
Yes. Zach, you are going to love this.
Great. Mm-hmm. That's what I like to hear.
Because
I like the first game a lot.
This feels like the first game, and the puzzle solving feels just like the good old Tomb Raider stuff.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great news. Wow,
man, this is a contender.
Really?
It really is. Yeah.
Like right out of, I'm only on chapter 3, and this is a contender.
I was assuming you were gonna be further than me.
I know. Yeah, it's been unprecedented.
It's been a busy week, but it's gonna be done within like the next couple days.
The time machine was down.
You'll get ahead of me. Really quickly.
I've been in Chicago with the kid, man.
Yeah.
So, but wow, this game is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Utterly gorgeous. The first time that you see the rats come back, oh, it is just like, oh no. Like the way it's just crafted so well into the story.
It is.
That when it happens, like you know it's coming, but you still don't feel like it's like coming again. Like just the story beats to me are almost perfect. I'm actually playing this game a little different. I'm doing this the Ghost of Tsushima style for me, so I'm playing the entire game in French.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So
you're so cultured.
Well, I mean, I do know some French. So
bonjour.
Ça va.
Sure.
So like for me, because I've been doing like the Duolingo, like trying to like learn the language. So I'm like, ooh, look, now I can hit it twice over the fact that I'm playing the game and doing this. But
no, honey, I have to play the game. It's educational.
Honestly, I do the same thing with anime because I'm doing Japanese on Duolingo.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But it is just everything about this feels so good. It feels good to be back in this realm. Like this is one of the games that I've been anticipating all year.
Oh, me too.
So it was this and Callisto Protocol.
Oh yeah, can't wait for that.
So at one Starfield. So
R.I.P. everybody. R.I.P.
Yeah. I'm just loving this game. Everything about it, because the character development still feels like just that great story driven like character development where you can feel the emotion in the words, and just it's got that lovely creepy vibe. Like there's the beginning of the game where you're going through an old castle and it leads to an area and like you just watch bad things start happening.
Yeah.
And when you get down into the sewers, you're like, oh, like this is real bad, man.
Is it bad? Is this even before the rats show back up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So it's kind of just a dark world generally.
Well, it has that wonderful trapping of like, we're in a new place. Life is great. Life is happy. And the more you start to scratch at the surface,
yeah, it starts.
You just notice that like something's not right. And then as the story just delves deeper, you're like, oh, like what is going on? Like why? It's a really, really great story so far. So I cannot wait to finish this.
Yeah, me too. And it's one of those games like I don't want to put the controller down, but I know I have to because I can't play all day. But
you should.
I actually feel that this is the type of game where I don't want to play all day because I want to absorb what's happening.
Yeah, savor the story and what's going on, and yeah.
I actually like found myself exploring there's one large area where there's a bunch of rats, and I just found myself like grabbing a torch, walking through, just having fun with the rats, figuring things out. Yeah, I love this. And then trying to kill the bad guys with the rats.
Yeah, well, that was such a fun part of the first game.
Yeah, you're
I
like,
will
oh
say,
no!
if you decide to be more combat heavy in this game, which you can choose to be either stealthy or more combat heavy, you get shooed out a lot by Lucas.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't approve of the killing?
No.
Mm.
I'm like, Lucas, there's no other way I could get through this field. There's 20 soldiers, and they keep seeing me.
And they do a wonderful job of that, too, where you can actually see, like, even early on in the game, that, like, if you do kill people, like, how much it weighs on Amicia.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh, really?
Like
and
this girl has PTSD.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Also, the leveling up system, it just occurs naturally with the way you choose to play the game. So if you choose stealth to go stealth, it'll kind of just level you up in that area. If you choose to go combat, that way if you have a mix, it'll level you up there.
It's an interesting auto skill tree.
Yeah, you don't have to do any selecting or any of
sounds
that.
great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Zach, this game is you.
Yeah.
Like, everything you love in games and everything that you hate taken out.
I am getting very excited.
You should be.
So you say you're traveling with Lucas. Is Hugo? Because in the trailers it looks like Hugo and Amicia are separated.
Can't tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't. That'd be a spoiler.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, it's understood. My hope is that at some point you get to control these rats and just murder dudes. That would be pretty sweet. But that's my hope.
We'll see.
So you guys are obviously recommending A Plague Tale Requiem.
Oh yeah.
This is easily like a 9.5 out of 10, man.
Wow. I mean, I'm on vacation this week, so hopefully I can blast through Gotham Knights real quick and
just put it down.
Just go.
Honestly, put it down.
Just go right to Plague Tale.
Just put it down.
Yeah.
Because you don't. So far, you don't want this spoiled.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Okay. I'm intrigued. Definitely intrigued.
So.
But yeah, so obvious recommendation from you guys on that. But boy, wow, yeah, I gotta get to play on Plague Tale.
Great.
Yeah,
and CB, you're playing a game that ties in with this week's theme, and just your general aesthetic.
One of them, yes.
Yeah, one of them. Lego Brick Tales. This game looks adorable. Does it play as well as it looks?
I love this because it's like playing a Lego themed game without it being a Lego themed game.
Okay.
You play as just random Lego character who meets back up with his grandfather, who was a scientist who let the family theme park fall into disarray.
Oh, Grandpa.
And so you have to go around to different worlds and like quest through them to find happiness crystals to restore the theme park. But what's really unique about this is when you get... So you've both played Lego games before.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And you come up to the pile and you just build the thing.
Yeah.
This is freeform. So it's a story, but they're like, you come up to a ravine. You clearly need to build a bridge. Here's the parts. Figure it out. So
no hand-holding.
No, there's none. There is zero hand-holding in this. And it's so freeform because you get to do... It'll give you like... To make a pathway, you need to be 2 studs wide and go. And so it just gives you like a pile of bricks and they're sorted, but you build it within the constraints and it unlocks and then you move on to the next area. And so each level of this game is actually an encapsulated cube. So like you go into a biome. And so like you're in the jungle biome and it's just essentially I want to say like 200 by 200 stud cube that has like verticality in it. But you go through that area and you do all the little quests in that area and there's like things that you can find and there's like different things that you can build. And say you build something and it doesn't work because for you to actually like place the item, it tests the item first with this little robot.
Oh, that's cool.
So like you'll build a bridge and then it's like, okay, we can't place it yet. Hit the test button and it puts this little robot and it like goes through your bridge. And if the bridge falls apart or doesn't meet the specifications that it wants, it's like, okay, break it down, build it again, figure it out. So it's a very cute and adorable way to essentially get kids into being a little more freeform with actual Legos.
Okay.
I mean, the story is very simplistic. It's definitely written through the eyes of a child, but I am enjoying the hell out of this. I've made it all the way through the jungle area. I'm currently in a desert area, and just like the interactions between the characters is like adorable. Because there's a lot of pop culture references hidden in it, just like a typical Lego game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you run up to it like a security guard in the desert area, and to pass him, like you have to talk to his like boss. But every time you walk up to the security guy, he just yells at you, "You shall not pass."
Gandalf.
That's awesome.
So I'm like, it's so unique because I've never seen a game that's been put together like this and encourages like creativity and freeform thinking at the same time, telling kind of like this cute little story and having fun with essentially plastic bricks.
I mean, it sounds like a really cute game.
Yeah, when I first saw this trailer, I was like, okay, how good can this be? And now that I'm actually playing it, like it's actually like with me loving Lego, it makes you think of like different ways to build things too. So I'm absolutely having a blast with this game. If there's parents out there trying to think of a game to like spark creativity with your kid, this is perfect because even like the little building areas, I spend so much time like, oh, I don't like the way this looks, and you break it down and you build it back up, and you're just trying to think of different ways like, oh, that looks really cool. I like the way this looks, but I don't like this, so I tear that off and then rebuild that area. So the fact that there's almost a 40-year-old man playing a kid's game, but having a blast, really goes to like really gives credit to the people who created this game and being able to come up with something unique and fresh.
A game for all ages.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, I think that's sounds delightful.
It is. It's a perfect little like because at no point in time do you have like time constraints or like you're racing against a clock. It's just sit down and enjoy the game and have fun with it.
Perfect. Easy recommendation, clearly.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see just the way how your eyes shine, how much you love this game.
Legos.
His eyes are glistening. We also have a pre-recorded interview here with Kevin Honigford. He sat down. He played Warhammer 40k, Shootas, Blood, and Teef. I assume that means something if you're into Warhammer 40k. He played that on Switch, and we'll play that for you right now.
Well, hello there, Kevin. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm doing all right, and hello to everybody that is listening to this episode of the Gaming Outsider podcast. I am not there this week, but I couldn't help but sneak my way in somehow. I gotta be there. I gotta represent, right?
Yeah,
and I'm here to talk. I'm here to talk to Kevin about a game that he's checking out for us called, Shootas, Blood, and Teef. Not teeth, but Teef. I watched the trailer for this game, and I don't know what to make of this game because, man, that 40k license is cheap, apparently. I feel like there's so many games based on this franchise, and each and every one of them looks vastly different from the next. Explain to everybody what this is, because this is way more comedic than I was expecting to go with the 40k license.
Yeah, I mean, for anybody that is familiar with the 40k, it takes the orcs story and just makes it crazy, wacky, zany, which it already kind of is to begin with. But you are an orc, and the whole premise, the whole story of this game is you are trying to get your little piece that you wear on your head has been stolen by someone that is above you in rank, and you are on a mission to get it back. And you have to go blowing through enemies and allies alike.
I was going to say, wait a minute. This is all about infighting?
Yeah, it's which is, like I said, if you know anything about the 40K lore, that does happen quite a bit. But even then, it's I will say the story is actually comedically great. But I played it with my son, and even he, who doesn't really know that much about Warhammer, he was laughing quite a bit during the cutscenes and as the story was told. It's just ridiculous.
It looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like just the name alone, the fact that they spelled out Teef, Teef, cracks me up. But I don't know. I feel like we've seen so many games based on this franchise, and I've seen lots of first-person shooters. I've seen lots of strategy type games. You know, what do you call them? Real-time strategy games.
Yeah. Yep.
And then this looks like a Contra or Metal Slug game.
Yeah, you're not far off. This is the big thing with this is it's a multiplayer game. It is you can play it single player too, but it's built to be a 4-person multiplayer game.
Okay.
But it is exactly what you just described. It is a platform shoot 'em up. Yeah, it's just wacky, crazy, zany gameplay, shooting bad guys and friends alike.
I will say there's something about the look of this game that stood out to me as different because I can't quite place my finger on how to even describe it because it's almost cel shaded, but not quite.
Yeah,
Like it's a sharper cel shaded.
yeah, that's actually very accurate. I was going to say this is the first Warhammer licensed game that I've seen that is like cartoonish. You know, it's very everything else is that I've seen has been very serious and very, very big into detail, and this is it's cartoon, like you said. It's very close to cel shading, probably a little more sharper than what people are normally used to.
So how does this control? Is this like are you pointing in the direction with a stick?
Yes,
Like,
it's like I know that there are other games that do this, but it's like a twin stick shooter, going horizontal on platforms.
Gotcha.
So you'll move with the left stick, and then you will be pointing the right stick in whichever direction you want to shoot, or use your I forget what it's actually called, but it's like a big buzzsaw, to cut through your enemies.
So you're firing with the trigger. So
Yep,
just like
you
in a
fire
normal
with
FPS?
you fire with your right trigger. There are 4 different characters you can select from. Each character has its own special ability that is designated to, I think it's the left bumper. And then there is like different weapons do different things. Like there's some you have to hold the trigger down and it'll like do a charge. Some will just like automatic weapons. And then then everybody has like grenades, a different type of grenade they can use, and that is the right bumper.
So it's almost like you're mixing in Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, yeah, kind of.
Each turtle's got their own thing, their own special power.
Yeah. It's the only thing. I mean, the game was a lot of fun. Like I said, Logan was even laughing quite a bit as we were going through playing. We were having a good time, strategizing with what to do because the bosses are difficult, but they're still fun and difficult, just because of the crazy gameplay. There are things that definitely annoyed me about the game, unfortunately. Number one, like first and foremost, the biggest thing to me is you have shops that you get to at different points throughout each level. And in these shops, you can use Teef with an F to purchase different weapons. And the first player character will go in and buy these weapons or whatever. And then everybody gets equipped with it. You don't get to customize your loadout at all if you're not first player.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
It kind of defeats the purpose of a 4-player game.
Exactly. Like there are numerous times where like I wanted to do one thing, and Logan wanted another thing. We ended up just flipping a coin to see which one we wanted to do, or we're going to do. So
Did you literally flip a coin?
We did, yes. We flipped a coin. Actually, if I'm
amazing.
being honest, we rolled a dice, but same thing, odds and evens.
Yeah.
The next big thing that was a turnoff to me is there was quite a few times, and it wasn't even necessarily when there was a lot going on the screen, that it got very bogged down. And
It looked like that for the trailer.
yeah, and from the like there is a screen shake. And I originally thought maybe that's what it was, so I tried turning it down, and it's definitely not the screen shaker. Like, it actually gets bogged down to where it's almost like laggy. As
like back in the old NES days when there'd be too much stuff on the screen, it would slow down a little bit.
Exactly. The problem is, there was more stuff than there was at that current time somewhere else, and it was perfectly fine. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if it's something that'll get fixed or whatever, but even the sound it did that weird, like, static slowdown with the sound. It was very, very off-putting. And
to be clear, you played this on the Switch, correct?
Yes. Right now it's only available on the Switch and I think PC. It's not on consoles yet, but it's due to come out not too far down the road, I don't think. Maybe a couple weeks.
Yeah, I saw on the trailer it had Xbox and PlayStation logos on there. So
yeah,
I wanted to ask you this too. Not to, just keep poo-pooing on this game, because it sounds like you had fun with it. You just have some nits with it. But one of the things that stood out to me when I was watching was it looked like when you fight some of the bigger enemies, whether it be a boss or just like, big tanks and stuff, it kind of looked like there wasn't any, I don't know if recoil is the right word, or any reaction from some of these enemies when you're shooting them. They just they don't even blink.
Yeah,
they just kind of take the bullet and then...
Yeah, they're bullet sponges. And that's literally what most of them are. The ironic thing is you get pushed back when you get hit by some things. But most of, in fact, now that you mention it, I don't think anything actually like they'll stutter a little bit, the regular enemies sometimes, but the bulk of the time you're just shooting as they're shooting you.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of one of the fun things of these, is watching the things that you destroy not just blow up, but absorb some of the damage. So
yeah.
And then again, we're talking negatively, but do these things that you're talking about detract from the fun of the game? I mean the weapon select thing seems like a big one.
Yeah, the weapon select was a big downer. The fact that it just equips everybody with whatever the first player picks. Yeah, that was a big downer. The actual like the stuttering that I talked about, the lagginess, so to speak, was, I mean, we played through it. But it was inconvenient at times. It would be a bigger deal if there were like lives that you had to count on or something. But it's mostly just wait 5 seconds to respawn.
Okay.
So it's not super. It's not a super like killer part of it. But yeah. So and I will say the other minor nitpick I have is there's very little direction as to how to go about doing things like that and where to go when you get to certain parts. There were numerous times that, like when Logan and I first sat down to play this co-op, it was, I think I died first because I always do. And I couldn't I thought it was just hit. It doesn't tell you even that there's a respawn. It doesn't say, and then I noticed like something would flash up a little later saying, hey, wait to respawn or whatever, but it didn't tell you how. So I was sitting there just hitting all the buttons trying to figure out what I had to do. We eventually figured out that you just had to hit the A button, but it didn't tell you that.
Right.
Which seems kind of important. And on the same side of the coin, when we would finish like a big section of one of the levels, it does that thing where you have to get to a certain point and then it just cuts off and loads. But it wouldn't tell you that that's where you had to go. Like we would walk around the level all the way back and forth, and then we finally got to one little spot that was on the very edge, not 2 inches away, but we had to get right to the edge of the screen, and then would finally kick into a loading screen.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Well, still, you recommending this game for people to check out, or?
If you like the co-op stuff like that, yeah. I don't know. I didn't didn't look to see what the actual price point was. But like I said, that whole the everybody having to have the same weapon selection it is a bit of a downer for this kind of game.
Gotcha. All right. Well, again, that is Shootas, Blood and Teef from developer Rogueside, and we got to give a shout out to PR Hound for hooking us up with a review copy of that game. Kevin, thank you so much for stopping by to share your experience with this game. It sounds pretty interesting. I may have to check it out next time I see you. Bring your Switch with you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, man. You have a good one, okay?
You too. Thanks, man.
Yeah, bye.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for that, Scott and Kevin. If you go over to Facebook, if you're listening to this podcast, we also have a Facebook group, facebook.com/group/thegocast, where we just recently welcomed Sergio Trevino in there. So we're always having a lot of discussion there, I assume. I'm not on Facebook, so I assume there's a lot of discussion happening there.
There is, yeah.
Yeah. And we also have a lot of conversations over in our Discord, which you can always find the link in the show notes or on our website at thegamingoutsider.com. That one I do occasionally talk to, although maybe not as much as I should. We're always looking for iTunes reviews. If you guys ever want to leave some feedback, we're always appreciative of that. It helps out the show. Whatever hidden magical Apple algorithm is out there, that is how people find our shows. And yeah, so we always appreciate that. And don't forget to read our reviews over at thegamingoutsider.com. But without further ado, let's get to our From the Outside In topic. All right, guys, this is it was supposed to be our topic last week, so people wrote in. Sorry for the delay, but it was CB's idea, so CB needed to be here, and it times well with us talking about Lego Brick Tales. But we needed the plastic brick man himself. Who we're going to talk about
the Lego King.
Hey, I try, man. I try.
Absolutely. But let's start with the easiest and the obvious question. What are some of your favorite games in the Lego video game series? Alyssa, why don't you go first?
I haven't played a lot of Lego games, but I'd say my favorite has been the first Marvel Avengers Lego game. That was so much fun.
Based on the movies, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't played the second one, but I heard that one was kind of eh.
I feel
the first one though.
Yeah.
Great. I had and that was actually my first Lego game as well. Well, I take it back. I used to play the original Lego Star Wars with my nephew when he was very little. I'm going to embarrass him, but he doesn't listen to this. He gets so mad at me. We'd be playing co-op, and if I, killed, air quote, more stormtroopers than him, he would go and unplug the Xbox. Which, I'm only 8 years older than him. But I'm like, dude, we were playing that. He's like, you killed too many stormtroopers. I'm like, we're on the same team.
Oh, man, he's a sore loser. Not even a loser.
He's grown up now, and he's,
sure.
But back then,
he couldn't let a girl beat him.
That's probably true.
Yeah, a little boy.
Embarrassed.
Yeah.
And I also did play Jurassic Park. Was it Lego Jurassic Park or Jurassic World?
Jurassic
I forget
World.
what the title of it was.
It's got to be World, right?
Yeah,
for
it was
branding
World.
purposes. Yeah.
That
what
one,
a bunch of crap.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that one. But I've been wanting to play the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, and I just haven't got to it yet.
I've heard good thing. I played the episode 1 content, and it was pretty good. What about you, CB? What are your favorites?
Lego Marvel Superheroes.
Mm.
I had a
Right,
blast with that one. Not the Avengers one, but the Superheroes one.
Right, yeah. I think it was
No, that's the one I meant. Lego Marvel Superheroes, not Avengers.
Where you go
okay.
through and there's even the Galactus fight.
Yeah.
Right, you're going through Latveria and stuff. Yeah, that's my favorite Lego game as well.
Yeah, that one, Skywalker Saga, Brick Tales, Lego Worlds.
Oh yeah, Lego Worlds. Nice shout out.
Lego Dimensions.
Okay. You had to buy the actual Lego sets.
Yep. I still have a few of those. So they are getting harder to find these days.
That makes sense.
But I still want to find the Lego Portal one.
Oh yeah,
that one always looked really cool to me.
Yeah, I forgot they did that.
Yeah, because it was like Lego Portal, the Back to the Future one, the Scooby, the Mr. Ink ones. So there was some weird ones that they did, and they were all really good. But Lego Portal, I'm like, man, why is that not a thing?
It should be.
So,
Definitely.
but yeah. What about you?
Yeah. As for me, Lego Marvel Superheroes, I think is the cream of the crop, which hurts a little bit to say as a DC fanboy, but that first Lego Marvel is really something special. You can fly around New York City as Iron Man, and you can just go help the Punisher take down some bad guys or whatever, or Blade go hunt some vampires. It just had so much fun, random things going on all the time, and then the main story. I mean, I think that the story of any Lego game is somewhat forgettable. But it was fun kind of getting the grand tour of the Marvel universe, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember that fantastic bit where the Avengers team up with the Fantastic Four, and everyone accuses Human Torch and Captain America of looking identical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is pretty cute little joke.
Like, just the tongue-in-cheek jokes are...
What was so great about it is it was before the MCU took over everything Marvel. So it still felt like it loved the comics and it cared about the comics, you know? Like, even if you look at the Guardians of the Galaxy in that game, they all look like they're dumb comic costumes. You know? And it's just great because you just simply don't get that version of the Marvel Universe anymore. Because even when they do cartoons or anything like that, it's so obviously taking from the MCU now that it's just kind of like the comic version of Marvel now solely exists in the comics. Like, it's just not going to get its time in the spotlight anymore, which sucks.
Yeah.
And you could even see that in Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, which immediately felt more like an MCU movie, and it sucked.
That first one too, if you went through and like found all the different minifigs and unlocked them all, like that was so much fun.
Yeah, dude, I got the platinum trophy on Lego Marvel Superheroes.
And it was the like Deadpool's bricks.
Yes, yeah, or like because you tell like little stories about the Marvel offices as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
and
that was great.
Finding Stanley in that game.
Yes. Yeah.
And he can Hulk out. He can turn into the Hulk.
Yeah. That game really is something special.
Yeah, it's a true love letter. I like Lego DC Supervillains a lot as well. It's as close as you're going to get to Lego Marvel. I think it's the second best Lego game. It's still great, but it's tough to top that first Lego Marvel. Obviously, I have love for the original Lego Star Wars just because it kind of started the current trend of games. But yeah, Lego games hit more often than they miss, I would say.
Yeah, there is something to be said about Lego, like the fact that almost every single one of those games has just done pretty well.
Right, they're usually at least good. The only one that I think is truly bad is Lego Batman 3, but that's because like it has like Kevin Smith and Conan O'Brien, or like Conan O'Brien's like on the Justice League Watchtower the whole time, and he's spouting off jokes about different rooms, but it's just so obnoxious. And then they do this thing for most of the story, everybody's personalities are like reversed. So like Cyborg's like a scaredy cat, and the Flash thinks the world's always gonna end and stuff, and it's just like I'm like this is not entertaining. I didn't come to Lego for whatever the hell is going on here.
Yeah, that I think that is widely it's even widely regarded as like one of the more terrible games that came out during that generation.
Definitely. Nobody asked for Kevin Smith and Conan O'Brien to be part of a Lego game storyline.
I mean, I love me some Kevin Smith, but it did feel out of place.
No, yeah, look, I like Kevin Smith just fine, but why are you here?
He probably asked to be.
Yeah, why aren't you in a podcast room?
I actually know part of the reason why is because that was when Comic Book Men was big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, and he would have been directing episodes of The Flash and stuff at that time too.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
He did a handful of those. That. Yeah. But anyway, that's that. Are there any other video game series you'd like to see get the physical Lego treatment like we got from Mario, Sonic, and Horizon Zero Dawn? CB, let's start with you this time.
Portal.
You want to
give me some? It just makes sense.
Well, it sounds like they did a little one, right, for Lego Dimensions, or was it just a minifig of Shell?
It was a minifig of Shell, and I think it was a turret.
Yeah, it was a turret.
And so it never really panned out, but I actually think that would be like almost any of the 8-bit games, like Metroid would be so much fun. Like building a Mother Brain or a Kraid.
Ooh, Mega Man would be good. You could make a set for each stage.
Yeah. And so like that's what I'm saying, like almost anything from the 8-bit era like fits perfectly into the Lego motif. But as far as like newer stuff, I mean, that's the best thing about it is like you can do anything. Because it's Lego, it's freeform. but I would love to see some Portal love, or even some Final Fantasy sets would be pretty cool, like a Lego Midgar.
Oh yeah, ooh, yeah, that'd be cool.
So,
I want a giant Sephiroth.
I would be down with
who doesn't?
Yeah, who doesn't? You're right. What about you, Alyssa? Do any video game franchises jump out at you? Needing the brick treatment?
I had one specific scene come in my mind from the original Tomb Raider when you're doing the T-Rex fight. That just in Lego form.
Oh my
just
God.
The T-Rex, Lara Croft in the jungle. That would just be a really cool, like, just Lego scene. Right there. And I was also going to say Portal, because I think it would work really well. But if you could just make a giant companion cube out of Legos, that would be so cute.
Be still my heart. Oh my God,
it would go so well with the plush companion cubes.
It would go so well with my question block.
Oh, it would.
Yeah, that does kind of just make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now I want a Lego. I'm not good at building Legos, but I'd build a companion cube.
Yeah, I guess you could build it on your own, but that's funny.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good answer.
What about you, Zach?
Yeah, well, Tomb Raider was definitely my default answer.
Oh no, I stole your answer.
No, it's fine. I would love Lara Croft sets. Even they're the different eras of Lara. It'd be super cool to kind of see a legend Lara. Or I just think there are so many environments that would be cool. I would love and this is probably only in my brain because I'm playing it right now, but Lego USG Ishimura from Dead Space.
That would be cool.
Oh my God, that would be exceptional.
I actually think Lego Dead Space in general would be kind of fun, but
yeah, and I understand the property is probably a little M-rated for their taste, but just the ship would be cool. Get a little necromorph minifigs in there. I think it's got a lot of potential.
It does.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think of like a lot of stuff that I think the highest they've ever gone is like a PG-13 because they've done some Jurassic Park stuff.
Right, and that makes sense. And I think they'd had Lego sets for the Batman, which is also PG-13.
Yeah. The 89 Batman stuff.
Yeah, that too. So I would say Dead Space would be a good one, but Tomb Raider is definitely what came to mind first. What other franchise would you like to see get the Lego video game treatment, though? We're talking movies, comics, video games, anything really. Alyssa, anything jumps to mind?
I thought that Lego Blade Runner, again, that's skewing more toward an adult audience, but just Blade Runner in Lego form. Just going through that city and, just seeing the replicants, Roy Deckard and, the Voight Kampf test, but in Lego, it would just be so great.
That would be I can see the hilarious cutscene already of the robot trying to short out the Voight Kampf test.
And then the, Tears in Rain, Time to Die scene. Lego form.
And he dies, he gets all X's on his eyes. Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, you're right. That's funny. That would be a funny one.
I would love to see that city in Lego form.
It would be so pretty.
Yeah, any kind of neon cyberpunk city would look pretty awesome in brick form. Lego brick form.
Yeah.
Anything else, Alyssa or CB? You got one?
Oh, I got a few.
That's all I thought about, so I'll let CB take it.
I'm sure he's got a list. Do you need to unroll your scroll over there?
Lego Godzilla.
That would be really cool.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. That's kind of just smart, really.
Yeah,
I'm kind of surprised they haven't.
Yeah.
Have they made a Lego Godzilla just like physical set?
Nope, never.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't done that.
I would love to see Lego Godzilla. Lego Pacific Rim.
Sure.
Because everybody needs more mech suits in their life.
Lego Pacific Rim versus Godzilla. Just cut straight to what everybody wants.
Be still my heart.
Yeah.
Lego Alien.
That would be cool too.
I would love a Nostromo or a Power Loader. Just
seeing
as Lego. Yeah. I would love, absolutely love that. Lego Akira.
Oh, that's so cool.
So basically anything that's like a dystopian would be fun with Lego. I would love to see some comic book adaptations get the treatment. Like, I would love to see a Lego Days of Futures Past.
Sure. Yeah.
For X-Men, especially with the old school Sentinels, not the trashy movie ones. I do love the fact that like Lego Batman became a thing, but I want them to branch more out into that.
Sure, yeah.
Some Lego Green Lantern.
I was gonna say that's my number one thing. Lego Green Lantern would be awesome. Lego Batman 3 had the lantern cores, and you went to the home planets of each lantern core, but it was just because that game was so not good. It's really not. It wasn't fair to us Green Lantern fans. We need better. We need treated better.
A franchise that I'm surprised has never been touched: Lego Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah, that
would
right.
make sense
because it's childhood. They've already done Lord of the Rings,
right? I guess the movies must have come out maybe before Lego video games really took off, and doesn't have the same cultural relevance as Lord of the Rings does. No offense to Narnia, or at least not in household names, I would say.
But with them building like these like little movie sets now, it would be really cool to see some of those, especially like the lamppost.
Sure.
Yeah. And then like if Lego ever decided to do some R-rated stuff, I would love to see like a Lego Nakamura Tower from Die Hard.
Oh yeah.
But make it modular, so as you take the layers off, you have individual like movie scene pieces.
That would be really cool. And then have Hans Gruber just at the top.
Just
Right. They give you a little string where you can tie him so you can just dangle.
Oh no, this is Lego Technic, man. You could gear it up.
Oh,
make it so he just falls.
He's on a rotation. Yeah. If we're talking Lego video games, which is what the question was, but CB got a little excited. Lego Green Lantern would be my top vote, obviously. I think Lego is the only place in the modern world where you can do a Lego DC versus Marvel.
Yes.
I think it's the only way where you're ever going to get that pulled off, because then you can sell it as, hey, it's for the kids. And Lego Traveler TT Games, who makes Lego games owned by Warner Brothers, right? So they're already kind of have this weird mingling of Marvel and DC licensing already. So I think it could happen one day. If it's going to happen anywhere, this will be where, because obviously the companies are just too big now. We'll never get a movie until 50 years from now when they're desperate. When they burn out every other character, they're like, I guess we'll have Superman fight Spider-Man.
Well, especially with Disney owning Marvel.
Yes, it's just not gonna. There will never be any fun. The only fun they can have is their way. And I've always been, ever since Game Informer had an April Fool's joke about a Lego Halo game, and it looked so cool. They had like these fake screenshots and stuff. It looked so fun.
Oh yeah, and the Game Enforcer.
Yeah. Yes,
section.
Absolutely. Darth Bandon. It has just been lodged into my skull ever since then, of like the original Halo trilogy and Lego game format would be so fun.
Yeah.
And funny.
Mm-hmm.
Lego Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would like like a Lego set of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Lego Prince of Persia.
They exist for the movie.
I know, they're terribly hard to find.
Yes, I was gonna say it's terrible that that's the version that exists.
Yes,
but it is hilarious that there are Lego. There in this world, there are Lego Prince of Persia sets, but not Lego Green Lantern sets. What's that about?
I don't know, man.
It's crazy.
We have the Prince's Palace from Prince of Persia, but we don't have the Justice League Watchtower. What is this sick world we live in?
Or even go a little old school, the Hall of Justice.
How do you not have a Hall of Justice? Right? Like, that's insane.
Well, especially with like Lego being as old as it is.
Yeah. I know, man.
Like during the Super Friends era, like how did that not get made?
How is there a Doctor Strange Manson set, but not the Hall of Friggin' Justice? Come on, bro. What's going on out there?
I don't know, man.
How does the Central Perk from Friends have a Lego set before the Hall of Justice?
The Fab Five loft.
Oh my god, this is a thing?
Yeah.
I'm going to make myself a Lego noose after this episode. This is terrible news.
No.
But believe me, like there's been some ones that I'm like, who asked for this?
For real.
Because I'm
Oh.
like, the queer. Like, did we really need a Queer Eye for the straight guy Lego set?
Right. Where
They
people
made one of
clamoring.
those?
Yeah,
That's what
it's
he- that's what he's
it's the
saying.
Fab Five loft.
Oh, okay. I never watched.
So I was just like, who asked for this?
Isn't it hard, CB, to sleep in a world where there's a Fab Five loft where there's no Nostromo alien Lego
Yes.
set?
Oh my lord, yes.
What is this about?
And I'm not
Yeah.
trying to discredit the show, but
No.
why?
But
For
it's not it's not as iconic as the Nostromo.
to me, that'd be like, instead of getting like the Seinfeld Lego set, they were like, we're gonna make one for the nanny.
Right. Hey, love the nanny.
Or why is there not a Cheers one?
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Like, man,
Well, I guess we could complain about Lego all day,
it's
but
making me mad.
why don't we see what the community had to say? Jumping in from Facebook first, I'll just read here.
Sure.
Brian Lewis. I would love to have a bunch of old Arnold Schwarzenegger movies made into Lego games. Total Recall, Terminator, and Predator at the top of the list.
I got a better
that'd
one
be
for that
cool.
one. Running Man.
Sounds a little brutal.
Yeah, but also awesome.
Sure, absolutely.
I would
Yeah, I would
love to
love
see
that.
that. Like, I think
Alien
that would be a fun one.
Give me an Alien versus Predator game, absolutely. Lego version.
Mm. Oh,
Those are
even
all great.
Predator.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
All right. Just
why don't you-
this next one is going to make me a little angry. So,
Oh no.
Ethan Langford. Honestly, a Lego Star Trek would be pretty cool. It would help smaller kids get into the franchise, and they could add some good humor. As far as physical Legos go, I would have to say Pokemon. I think they have already some larger models would be really cool. I hate to be that guy, but I love the Lego Star Wars games. They were my childhood and now recently part of my adulthood since 100% the originals. I feel like I got to do it again. And then Paul Hine also, I agree. I second the Star Trek idea wholeheartedly. A Lower Decks Lego game voiced by the actors would be freaking amazing.
Okay, why are you upset, CB?
First off, how there is not Lego Star Trek
I know.
in my life pisses me off.
You're right. Yeah, how do we not have an
It seems like
Enterprise?
such a
well,
perfect.
Because it's
Thing to
like
do.
the perfect format too, because you could have the USS Enterprise 1701, you could do the A, B, C, D, and then even the Chris Pine like version,
The Kelvin verse, is that what
Yeah.
it is? Kelvin
that-
timeline?
Kelvin timeline, the Dreadnought, like how the Defiant, a Borg cube. Why don't these exist? So like that just makes me angry. And then secondly, Pokemon. Why? We have the cheap like Mega Bloks versions, but no official Lego ones. Actually, there's not Mega Bloks, but somebody else did Halo.
Yeah, I think it is Mega Bloks.
Is it? I don't know, but
Right. They don't look good, that's for sure.
Yeah.
but I know part of the reason why Lego does not make Halo ones is because Lego has a hard stance on making military colored Legos.
Oh, really?
I didn't
There's
know
never
that.
been a military Lego set.
Hmm.
Tanks, helicopters, things like that. They don't make them.
That sounds like something the Danish would do.
Yeah, so they don't make them. Which is why like when certain sets come out with like really close, people go nuts and buy them and then make like Lego tanks. It's weird. But yeah, Pokemon, Star Trek are obvious choices, and it makes me mad to this day that we still don't have one. I would love a Lego Discovery from the new show, because I
Yeah, sure.
love the Discovery ship. I think it's amazing.
The disco.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just
well, I
watch
think,
it
I think
flip.
Pokemon would be cool. Like, I would love like a Lavender Town, Pokemon Lego set. That'd be great.
Yeah, especially in the Game Boy stylized.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Take me back to my childhood.
How does that not
Absolutely.
exist?
Dude, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Darn
yeah.
you, Nintendo and Game Freak.
Yeah, Star Trek. Yeah, it is weird Star Trek didn't have one. That's bizarre.
It is bizarre.
Why don't you read the next one here, Alyssa?
Paul Hine adds, now perhaps a slightly more spicy take. I'd like to see a more adult-level franchise have the LEGO treatment, just to see what high points they pick out and how they handle them. If parody is the highest form of flattery, it'd be really cool to see the creative team behind the LEGO games show some love to these darker sci-fi franchises. My fever dream would be Alien, Predator, or Dead Space, or Predator vs. Alien. Maybe with the DS remake on the horizon, there will be some momentum. Who wouldn't want to see a Lego-ized necromorph coming at you, and you need to keep shooting off limbs for those sweet, sweet studs?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Hey, we talked about Lego Dead Space earlier, but USGS Shimura set. But
can you imagine the fight scene? So a Lego Aliens game, but the fight scene in the beginning when they're going down into the nest looking for the survivors,
right? And just because people are all gooed up and screaming, or
no, just because of like all the chaos that happens.
Right, a lot of deaths. A lot of Lego deaths.
Just bricks everywhere.
Right. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, a Predator vs. Alien would be a pretty sick Lego version, for sure. A game.
I actually think a Lego vs. Predator Requiem, Alien vs. Predator Requiem would make a better Lego game than it would a movie.
Well, yeah, you can't. That's a low bar, though. Come on now.
Yeah.
AVP Requiem, not a great time.
No.
You can't, well, actually, I don't know. You can't really see. I can't see if it's a good time or not.
It's dark. I can't see.
Yeah, I mean, I do hope the Dead Space remake gets some momentum for the franchise, though, Paul. I definitely agree with you there. I don't know if it'll translate to getting anything Lego-wise, but it'd be nice. Because we used to get those like straight to animated movies and comics and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Dead Space used to be a thing. But Andrew Jeck writes in, it would be great if they could re-release a Dimensions game and use a character select, like in the new Lego Star Wars, instead of the physical minifigures. More people need to experience Lego Portal. Yeah, it's a crying shame that such clever game ideas were locked behind those physical sets.
Well, I mean, there was a company online that you could just buy the NFC cards because people were just printing them and you just set them on the portal.
That's smart.
But yeah, Lego Portal was so good.
It is.
I'll never know.
And that makes me sad. The fact that it does exist out there in the world, but it's so hard to actually be able to play it in the video game format.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're not wrong, man.
So, Oscar Decker writes in, I'd love to see Lego James Bond get the video game Lego treatment. It would be a blast to relive some of the iconic scenes from the films in Lego, especially with that charming Lego video game humor. As for physical Lego sets, give me Legend of Zelda. I'll agree. I want the Legend of Zelda to become a physical set. But, going back to the James Bond part, the whole ending area of GoldenEye would be a blast in a glass.
Sure. Blast in a glass.
I like that saying.
I love that. Or like watching the video game, like a Lego video game recreation of like the GoldenEye hitting the research station.
Yeah.
Just watching the studs go everywhere. I think that would be so much fun to watch.
Watching Boris scream, "I am invincible," before getting exploded into studs.
Yep. Or Moonraker. Just watching like how crazy the series, like the James Bond movies got, but as Lego.
Yeah, I think Lego Bond would be a lot of fun. And you get a lot of Lego games out of that franchise.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. The 26 movies?
26 or 27.
Yeah.
That's a lot of video games you can make.
A lot of cars, a lot of gadgets.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And You could, and I'm sure you can make a lot of fun jokes about the different James Bonds meeting or something, walking down hallways and seeing each other or something like that.
I'm willing to bet if it was ever made, there would be a Spider-Man James Bond moment where they're all standing in a hallway, just like
pointing at each other.
That'd be great.
I think that would be hilarious.
Sean Coates writes, I think I've mentioned before that a Lego James Bond game would be awesome. Split each level or hub world by actor's era. And of course, there would be plenty of opportunity for each iteration to cross paths and do the whole, the name's Bond, James Bond, no, I'm James Bond type of moments. Or have them cross eras, Sean Connery in GoldenEye, or Pierce Brosnan in Living Daylights, perhaps. Although that actually almost happened IRL, as he was originally cast to replace Roger Moore. Anyways, useless 007 trivia for the win. Also, I think an Uncharted or Tomb Raider Lego game would actually be cool. Nathan Drake and Lara Croft owe their existence to Indiana Jones, and we already have a couple Lego indie games, so there's your template, just innovate from there.
That's actually a really good point. A Lego Uncharted series would be phenomenal.
It would be.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Absolutely. It would be cool to see the Lego video games based on video games more. Because I guess we just kind of have Portal, right? Or there might have been some other stuff in Lego Dimensions, but that's not really something they've done.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool. And again with the Bond. I'm sorry we didn't read your comment before we started talking about Bond Lego, Sean, but I like the idea of even the hub world by actors. You could almost have this is the Lego Sean Connery, and that's a whole video game, But there's just a lot of potential in the Bond franchise.
I think you'd have to shorten some names though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Some of them,
some of the names you just get the first name.
So it's just Octo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Octocat.
Fair. OctoKitty.
There you go.
Same cadence there. But jumping over to Discord, Thomas Bex writes, I want to see the Lego Monkey, or I want to see Monkey Island franchise as a Lego playset. That's a no-brainer coming from him. That makes sense. That's his favorite thing in the world.
Yeah. Stefan Rombing, I think I would enjoy a Star Trek Universe Lego game with a kind of hub that you could use to jump between the original series, next gen, so on. I would really enjoy that. I don't know why it hasn't been done.
They should make it.
I want to cruise around as Picard or even Janeway.
Beam me up, Scotty. In a Lego game.
Traveler's Tales. Make it so.
Why?
Rusty writes in, it'd be cool to see a Nintendo IP crossover Lego game, like the earlier Lego Star Wars being split up into episodes, accessed through a hub world. Each episode of this theoretical game could visit the main IPs of Nintendo: the Mushroom Kingdom, DK Isle, Popstar, Hyrule, the Lilac System,
Zebes?
Zebes,
I don't know.
Kanto. All of these would look amazing in Lego if done well.
Yeah. Actually,
is it Zebes or is it? It's got to be Zebes, right?
Zebes.
I am sorry for my lack of Nintendo knowledge when it came to reading that name.
You're good. I mean,
I just thought a way to revitalize a defunct franchise.
Legoize it?
That too. Captain N, the game master.
Oh my
Lego.
God. Well, he could be the overseer of the game.
That's what I'm saying. Is that's your primary character, but you're going through all these Legoized Nintendo world.
That's good. That'd be a clever way to do the story for it. Have him almost quantum leaping through the Nintendo IPs.
That would be a lot of fun. I want it.
I think you're right. Lego Star Fox. Give it to me. Jacob Gunderson writes in, I don't care. I just want a Lego Island remake. I'm sure that game was not as cool as I remember as a child, but man, did I put some time into it. I don't know what Lego Island is, but I would like to. They had a Lego Spy Team game that I played a bunch as a kid. I want that remade.
It was around the same era.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And like Lego Island, yes, I remember, because like there was the Lego Racer game too.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like the
Yes,
early Lego games were a lot of fun too.
Yeah, because it was cool because they weren't just no shade to the current Lego games, but they're all of a very similar mold. But back in the day, you got a lot of experimentation. Like the Spy game I played was a puzzle game almost. You had to plan out your missions, and then the characters would play it themselves.
It's just so crazy to think how far Lego video games have come. Like video games based upon a plastic brick has spanned
30 years
easily, because the earliest ones I remember were the PS1 and like early PC era.
Yeah, I remember the early PC era.
Man,
we're getting into it.
That blows my mind. Mark Szymanski, Lego John Wick. I think it'd be hilarious.
It would be.
I actually think
those.
Oh yeah, but
some of those kills, but in Lego form.
Yeah, I actually think that would be that would actually be one of the most interesting franchises to do as a Lego video game, because you're taking a very, very R-rated property, but finding a way to make it funny for kids. But at the same time, adults would also enjoy it.
Yeah. Dude,
have to figure out how to make the puppy scene not as heartbreaking as it is.
Yeah.
You show him on a farm after the credits or something.
Yeah.
An actual farm.
Yeah.
That would be very Lego to do.
I would prefer that over what actually happened in the movie.
Understood. Understandable.
Kevin Honigford writes, I'm not into Lego nearly as much as CB, but I really enjoy seeing games become a theme for them. I've enjoyed Lego games mostly with my boys at different times. Lego Batman was a good game, and Lego Marvel was right there with it. It would never happen, but I think it'd be awesome to play a Lego Aliens game. I'd love to see how they'd work their comedic scenes in there.
I feel like you can tell there's a certain demographic of male and age with how often Aliens and Predator comes up here.
Yeah. You just imagine the scene with Ash.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be so weird, just like broken Lego head.
And then just like the initial chestburster scene. Just a little Lego chestburster come out.
That'd be great. Yeah, dude. The more we're talking about, the more I need to see Aliens and Predator in Lego format in some way.
Yeah, see, it works out, man. I'm telling you.
Gotta make it happen. Some weirdo named the Horribly Awkward Podcast, sounds like an awkward kind of guy, writes in, Lego BioShock Infinite would be amazing. Imagine taking that robot in the beginning of a game across a Lego brick ocean and climbing up that brick tower, sitting down and locking yourself into a brick chair and setting launch into the sky. 3, 2, 1, ascension, hallelujah. All those Lego bricks, a brick Columbia, a brick and awesome. Sign me up. The only problem with this is I like looking at Elizabeth, and I don't know, Lego format's just not going to be the same, if you know what I mean. So I understand she's your daughter in that game, but she's not my daughter, okay?
You know what? Just Lego BioShock 1 and 2.
Yeah, dude, oh my God. Sorry, I just thought about how amazing a physical Lego Rapture set would be. Oh my God.
Oh, that just
having a Lego
Art
Big
Deco.
Daddy, just...
Yeah, a Lego Big Daddy would be pretty amazing.
Dude, oh my God.
I think Lego Songbird would be cool, too. Put it next to Big Daddy.
I almost want like a Rapture series, kind of like the Mario ones where you can build your own Mario levels. Like, let me build my own Rapture, man.
I mean, with the Infinite DLC, they actually returned a Rapture, so that could be a very possible thing.
I gotta play that at some point.
Oh, it's good.
I'm sure. Yeah,
Solid.
I've heard it's better than
Elizabeth.
Infinite.
Elizabeth looks beautiful. She's very different.
Let me go rush, and I gotta rush to play it. I own the BioShock re-release on PS4, so I definitely have it. I just haven't gotten around to it. I was the only person on Earth who didn't like Infinite when it came out, so I didn't have the game anymore when the DLC came out, so I missed it.
All right, and then finally, Just Filthy on Twitter.
Right.
Just Filthy Gaming. I want to see a Lego Ghostbusters game or a Lego Legend of Zelda game. My favorite Lego game is Lego Pirates of the Caribbean and Lego Batman 2. Lego Ghostbusters is another one.
Yeah, that's one that seems like it should have already been made. They've done physical sets, right?
Yeah, there's one right
Because
above my
I was
head right
thinking
here.
you had the Ecto one.
There's a few. I would love to find the firehouse. But no, Lego Ghostbusters is another one that got the dimensions treatment. So there's
Really?
there's a little section in there, and again, that's what bothers me the most is Lego Dimensions basically pitched this big massive game where it was almost like a test platform to see like, okay, which sets sold really well and can we figure out a way to make that into a full game? Because it was like Lego Adventure Time, which
Look, Lego Dimensions had a lot of potential. It was just it came too late, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they already had Why am I
Skylanders.
blanking? Yeah.
Skylander and Disney Infinity. It was just the shelves were already swarmed with toys to life.
Can you imagine if Lego Dimensions was the first one to the table instead of Skylanders?
Yeah, they'd probably still be making them to this day, honestly,
Yeah, I really think so.
because that would have had, I think, more lasting power and probably more quality control coming out of Warner Bros. And Activision, who's just pumping out Skylanders as quick as humanly possible.
Yes. I mean, they're still making Amiibos to this day. Like,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Amiibos is the one that survived.
because it was a quality before quantity mentality. You know, they wanted them to have a purpose and look good and stuff, and that works across multiple games. You know, Amiibo's smartly done, I would say.
Yeah. It just, I wish Lego would have got there a little earlier.
I got a Bayonetta amiibo right here somewhere.
I'm so jealous.
She's great.
I have player 1 and player 2.
Same. Got to have both.
I know.
I have
Come on,
neither.
I only have a few amiibo anymore, but I have Sonic and Bayonetta. I know, so you know the essentials.
Yeah.
All right, but that does it for this week's From the Outside In topic. As always, if you're ever feeling frisky out there and you want your husky voice to be heard on the podcast, you can call in to leave your feedback on a topic with the phone number 347-746-2278. And if that was hard to remember, you can just think of it as 3477 GoCast. But as I said, that'll take us out for this week. Guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for keeping me company while Scott is away so the Gaming Outsider can play. I'm starting to, I've only hosted like maybe, 4 or 5 times, but I think I'm starting to warm into it slowly but surely. I'm no Scott Clark, obviously. It's impossible to fill those shoes.
Mr. Scott Clark?
Scott Clark, he's tired of people on his lawn. I just want to hang out and play my NES. Stop making me talk about new games.
He's still out there.
I played Little Samson.
Told you, Alyssa, we'd get you.
I knew it would happen at least once.
CB, any parting words before we get out of here?
Ooh, man, I got a book.
A book? You got to read?
Yeah, I read things sometimes, but it's
Man,
a book that I think even you would appreciate.
Okay.
It's BioShock and Philosophy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Takes a deep dive into different philosophy theories and BioShock.
I mean, yeah, that sounds cool so far.
Oh man, they do some deep dives. Because believe it or not, sometimes I am completely oblivious to some things. But I completely missed the point that BioShock was based on Atlas Shrugged.
Boy, that's impressive to miss. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was like, when they first started talking about it, I was like, I'm an idiot. Why did I not see this?
I mean, that must have been one of those classic moments for you though, where like everything slid into place. So.
It's like all of a sudden just like the stars aligned and the gates open and I'm like,
right.
Oh, my brain hurts.
You finally saw the cosmos.
Yeah. But man, they do some wicked dives into BioShock 2, like the theories behind like characters and like why they developed the game in certain ways. And especially like why like the whole father-daughter thing with BioShock Infinite, and like why it was a horribly written ending.
Perfect.
So I was just like,
I definitely agree.
I was like, and the more they talked about it, I'm like, yeah, like as much as we all loved, like some of us loved BioShock Infinite, like why the game could have been better.
Yeah, it could have been great, really.
So
the foundation is there.
But yeah, I highly recommend BioShock and Philosophy. It is a fascinating look at one of our favorite franchises.
That's dope. Well, what about you, Alyssa? You got any recommendations before we get out of here?
I did watch a film on Disney Plus, which it is a Marvel film, but you do not have to have any previous knowledge of Marvel.
Disgusting.
Werewolf by Night.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
black
wonderful.
And white, right?
Black and white for the most part.
Oh,
it's only 55 minutes long. I would say don't watch it with younger children because it does have a surprising amount of gore and dismemberment.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool, but younger kids maybe shouldn't watch it. It introduces Elsa Bloodstone into the MCU, but again, you don't need to know anything about the Marvel Universe going into this. It just feels like an homage to the classic Universal monster movies. It's just a lot of fun. It's got some, not really scary, but, moments that are suspenseful and kind of make you jump a little bit. It's got some emotional moments, and they pack it all in 55 minutes, and it's so good. And it's directed by Michael Giacchino, who is a fantastic composer of film, and the way he directed this, he could be a feature film director if he wanted to be. It's gorgeous.
That's
the
dope.
actors are great. It's a really wonderful film. It's a short film, but to watch before Halloween, it's just a fun time.
That's great. Yeah, it's nice to see Marvel do something different.
Oh yeah, like unless you knew about Elsa Bloodstone beforehand, there's no way you could even tell it was Marvel related.
Dope.
Nice.
That was great. Yeah, I plan to check it out eventually. As for me, I'm just going to let everybody know, don't listen to the critics. Black Adam's awesome. It's friggin' awesome. It's just 2 hours of The Rock doing a lot of action. And you know what was nice about seeing Dwayne Johnson and Black Adam? It's like, oh yeah, he can do different stuff. He's not doing the Dwayne Johnson thing here, which is cool. He is genuinely, a menacing presence. It's just kind of it's an epic film. It's exciting to see, some of the JSA on screen. Finally, although seeing a JSA without Jay Garrick Flash or Alan Scott Green Lantern is weird, but otherwise, it was great, man. It was just a lot of fun and just badass, dude. It was just 2 hours of just nonstop badass action, and dude, he's just massacring people. It's like Mortal Kombat levels of ridiculous violence, like him going to super speed and like grabbing a grenade out of the air and just shoving it back into a dude's mouth. That level of violence. It's
impressive.
Awesome. Yeah. It's I thought absolutely great movie, and so I think you should all check it out. Obviously, I like DC, but I think this movie's just straight up great.
I do want to check it out at some point.
You won't regret it. Just like you didn't regret listening to this episode, I hope. So thank you for listening. The Gaming Outsider is produced by Nate Lucas, and all of the music you hear is written and performed by Grant Henry of Stemage and Metroid Metal. His music can be found at stemagemusic.com. Please just be sure to email us if you ever have any questions or concerns. Our address is feedback@thegamingoutsider.com. Until next week, I'm Zach Parkerson with Chris Behrensmeyer and Alyssa White, and we are The Gaming Outsider. Remember, there's no such thing as a bad game, just games that aren't for you.